Hello, and as always, thank you guys for tuning in to the adventures of D-Webb Enterprises LLC. Today is Tuesday, February 15th, 2022, and as everyone knows, the Super Bowl just happened on Sunday, February 13th, 2022. The Los Angeles Rams are the winner of the Super Bowl. I'll get more into that at the end of the video. But as of right now, it's the end of the 2021 NFL season. So that marks the fact that I've sold tickets for one full NFL season. And today I just want to give you guys my overall opinion and give you guys some insight on some experiences I had. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Just my own personal opinion. I'm 25. I've only been selling tickets for 1 year, so it's not like I know everything about it. It's just things that happened to me, my own personal life experiences, and my opinions on them. So I appreciate anybody who watches. Please like, share, and subscribe to the videos. I appreciate the time that people take to watch it, and when they leave comments, I really appreciate it, and I try to answer everybody. But again, so basically, none of my videos at this point are sponsored, so don't think that my opinions are supposed to be swayed one way or the other. It's just my own personal opinion on things and through life experience. So sorry, I just want to get into it, give you guys a little background about myself. So my name's D-Webb. I sell tickets to the Pittsburgh Steelers in Heinz Field, Pennsylvania, and I also sell tickets to the Las Vegas Raiders in Allegiant Stadium, Nevada. Now, I actually currently live in Pittsburgh, born and raised, so it makes it a little easier to sell tickets to the Pittsburgh Steelers because I know more people that are fans locally, but it's still able to be done even in a town that you don't live in. You just have to use the third-party websites such as Ticketmaster, StubHub, SeatGeek, Vivid Seat. There's a bunch of other ones people use. Those are just the four main ones I use. And when I do sell them on those websites, I've never had issues, but I've definitely had people in person when I tell them I sell them on the websites, because I'll give out my business card in person and tell people they can contact me directly and we can do the transaction just us, but I also give them the option that I sell on those websites. But I've had a few people, when I give them my card and tell them that, they'll be like, oh, I bought fake tickets off there, or I know somebody who bought fake tickets. I personally have never had any sort of experience like that. I've never had issues getting fake tickets, or in one time in my own personal experience, I bought tickets on StubHub to a hockey event, and it was like the day before the event, and my tickets still weren't showing up in the AXS app that they made me download to get the ticket. So I called StubHub, and they couldn't figure it out either, and it was late at night, and the event was the next day. So what they did was just reimbursed me the money. Yes, I had to buy new tickets, but I didn't lose my money. I don't know what happened to the buyer, if he like had to give the money back or didn't make profit then. I don't know his exact situation, but I know as the buyer I was protected and they gave me my money back, and that was StubHub specifically. So I'm pretty sure Ticketmaster, they already pre-download the ticket, the website itself, so there is no need for the buyer. There is no need for the seller to send it to the buyer. So I don't think you'd even run into that issue on Ticketmaster, but don't quote me on that. But I know with StubHub, they just reimbursed me, so I don't know why people think that they've been scammed on StubHub or any of those websites, but that's a whole different story. I just wanted to say that that's where I sell most of my tickets to the Las Vegas Raiders due to not living there. So it's very simple. I've made 90% of my profits throughout the third-party websites for both my Steeler tickets and the Las Vegas Raider tickets. But one other horror story that I'm currently dealing with is I did sell, honestly, a high percentage of my Steeler tickets on Ticketmaster, and I don't know what happened. I know this exact year was the year that the government here in USA wanted any online transfers of over $600 to be tracked or whatever. Basically, you have to like fill out a 1099 or different types of tax forms. And this was my first year of selling tickets, so it's all new to me, so I'm just trying to take it all in and do it correctly. So long story short is Ticketmaster specifically, I sold a high percentage of my Steeler tickets on, and I don't know if it's because they needed all that info and I didn't have it right away due to being a new business, but they still owe me like all my money for my Steeler tickets, which is very frustrating because, as I already said, today is Sunday, February 5th, or I'm sorry, the Super Bowl was on Sunday. Today is Tuesday, February 15th, 2022. So as of right now, some of my tickets were sold all the way back in September, and I still am owed money from Ticketmaster. So that's been a little bit of a nightmare. But I also think, again, take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I think that's like a personal issue with me. I don't think that most people selling on Ticketmaster have that issue. It's probably just due to me just creating a business to sell these tickets, and on top of that, not having all the tax info right away when they asked me, because I wasn't sure what all my numbers and stuff were for the EIN, TIN, and stuff like that. Now I know what it is, but at the time I didn't know what either or were, and I didn't know I could use one for the other, so to say. You can't directly use one for the other, but they have the option to use a TIN or an EIN number, and I knew I only had the EIN, so I didn't know how to do it at first because they weren't giving EIN as an option in the emails. So basically I was confused, so I didn't fill it out 100% on time like I was supposed to, so part of it could be my fault, but they still owe me money for like all my Steeler tickets I sold on there. There's no way they can legally hold on to the money. But that's probably been my most frustrating thing with selling tickets so far this year, is just the fact that the fact that Ticketmaster still owes me a bunch of money for my Steeler tickets that I sold. And then the main easy things with the websites were, for example, StubHub is an example. You just give them a PayPal account. So I just created a PayPal account with my business, and once I did that, all I had to do was get the money sent to my PayPal. As soon as they sold, it took about within 48 hours, 72 hours, I think at most, and I had the money in my PayPal. And once I had the money in my PayPal, I was able to send it to my bank account and do whatever I needed to do with it, or if I wanted to reinvest it in the tickets, I was able to do it straight from there. There was so many more outlets to it than StubHub, how they're just holding on to my money, which is a little frustrating because I've been now trying to get a hold of them through email. I don't know an exact number to call, so anybody who does, please leave in the comments what number to call to get a hold of somebody for that type of problem. But I'm definitely kind of in a situation with Ticketmaster where they still owe me money, but I still enjoyed it, and I know that next year, once they have all my information all through the computer system, like they should now have it, that it shouldn't happen again. So I'm not using this as a con to say, oh, don't do it, it's a headache, because I think next year will be a whole different story. My more fear with selling tickets next year with the Pittsburgh Steelers is the fact that we don't have Big Ben no more. He retired after this season, he said, and I doubt he's going to come back. So without him being there, I don't know if Mike Tomlin's really going to think Mason Rudolph is the answer. No offense, but I don't think Mason Rudolph is the answer for taking the Steeler franchise over. But that's just my own opinion. Leave in the comments what you guys think. I would like to see us maybe pick up Kenny Pickett. A little shout out to Mike Tomlin. Maybe grab Kenny Pickett from the draft off of Pitt. But that's just my own personal opinions. I definitely think that the Las Vegas Raiders, regardless of how good they're doing as a team, I think they're a destination location, and people will use that as an excuse to get to Vegas and to go see their home team. So I think that those tickets generally will usually sell pretty good. That's just, again, personal opinion, but that's why I got the tickets originally in Vegas. I am wearing an LA Rams jersey. I'm not technically a diehard Rams fan. I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That's the main reason I got tickets here. But the rest of the tickets I get, and I want to grow my portfolio, is all about just investment purposes. What tickets do I think will sell for the most value? And that's why I picked Las Vegas whenever they were building the stadium, because I just figured that they're definitely going to sell. Even if they don't sell for large profits, they'll at least sell for a profit due to the tourism that happens there. And again, this is opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. I could be completely wrong. In 3 seasons, their ticket values might be some of the lowest in the NFL, but I really doubt it. As of right now, they were the highest this last season on average cost, and I think that'll continue on for the next few years at least. And one thing I wanted to say was I got lucky this season selling tickets due to the fact that they changed the way the NFL season goes. There is now there's always been 20 games that a team plays a season, but it used to be split up 4 preseason and 16 regular season. Now they're doing 17 regular season and 3 preseason. So with that change, it means, like, I think it's pretty much every other year. There might be certain exceptions where they switch it around, but you're basically going to have every other year where one year you have 1 preseason game and 9 regular season games for your 10 tickets, and then other seasons where you will have 2 preseason games and 8 regular season games. Now, the reason that I'm saying there's only 10, because yes, they play 20 games, but only 10 are at home. So if you have the home season passes, you only get those 10 games. And as anybody who either sells tickets or just knows from having season passes, the preseason games are way less desirable. So thankfully, it was season one for the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, for the Las Vegas Raiders, it was season one of their stadium with fans. So thankfully, their tickets sold for a profit for me. I can't speak for everyone who was reselling Raider tickets because I saw closer to the game time it wasn't going for as much profit, but I know I made a decent profit off selling them, even the preseason tickets. But even so, thankfully for me, I made enough profits this year, and I sold enough of the Steeler tickets not on Ticketmaster, where right this second, yes, Ticketmaster owes me money, but I was able to recuperate my money and make enough that I was able to buy next year's Las Vegas Raider tickets, and I still have enough money available for when the Pittsburgh Steelers want their next season tickets. So I'll have the funds available. It's not going to make it so I can't, it's not going to make it so I can't continue to sell tickets. But for someone who was living paycheck to paycheck and didn't have the time to wait for this, they definitely could not have Ticketmaster do this to them. So I'm not trying to complain and make people scared to use Ticketmaster. I just am very frustrated with this situation. That was about my only downside to selling tickets this year because, again, everything NFL wise was selling for a profit. Now, I do sell concert tickets and other type of events that happen in Allegiant Stadium in Heinz Field, but today specifically, I'm trying to strictly only count the profits slash sales for NFL tickets, and as of that, I definitely made a profit, and it's something I want to continue to do for years on. So one thing I wanted to get back to was, yes, I'm wearing an LA Rams jersey. I'm not a diehard LA Rams fan. I just was happy they beat the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl, which I already mentioned. Again, that was on Sunday, February 13th, 2022, just 2 days ago. And that was the end of the 2021 season where the LA Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20. It was a good Super Bowl. It was a close game, and I'm glad to see the Rams win. I do like Joe Burrows. I think he's a heck of a quarterback, and I think he'll have a long future in the NFL, but I don't know, I don't like the Bengals as much due to me being a diehard Steeler fan, but there's still a potential one I might sell tickets for one day. So, again, I appreciate anybody who watched. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Again, this was the Adventures of D-Webb Enterprises, LLC. Have a great day.